Good evening. I will be here approximately 5 minutes. If no one is here, I will create a video for what I was coming here to do, and I will speak another time. I like to wear my hat. I can think inside my head. So I talked about 1776. I'm going to get on with that in a minute. I'm just looking at something on the X program over here. Notifications, home. Just give me a second. Following. Let me work this back up here. Messages, lists, post, MrTACPANS. Log out at add an existing account. I'll go cancel. So I'm live on MrTACPANS, but apparently I have two accounts. So I want to see which account I'm in. I didn't know that. What account is this? MrTACPANS. Oh, wait. 7 hours ago, MrTACPANS 1. One following, one follower. And the other one that I have, log out. Hold on a second. Log in with Google. Let me see. Yeah, I'm logging in with that Chrome, like adrenochrome, you know what I'm saying? So let me see. Just give me a second. Home. Finding my account. No, that's the same account. Add an existing account. A second, hold on. For some reason, I can't seem to get into that account. Although it's uploading to this account, I'm not actually in that account. So let me do this. Log on to MrTACPANS once. Cancel this. Okay, edit one following, one on. So let me exit, log out. Just give me a second. And then sign in to username. Okay. Forgot password. Let me see if they'll send me my password. Next. Enter your code that I received. Just give me a minute. Apparently, I'm receiving a code. Let me look for this code. Just give me a second here. My son reset my whole phone. Like, he has all my social networks in one area and all my other networks anyways in another area. So oh yeah, I gotta put this in. Just give me a second here. The code is 62RQJH. Okay. Okay, let me see what's going on here. Home. Oh, it's pretty funny. It's showing me I have two accounts, but I have one account. It's not showing my live that it is now. So anyways, so let's get on with this live. Okay, I was here yesterday. I wasn't feeling good. I do not remember what I was doing yesterday. I will tell you if you want to know what am I talking about. What is 1776? And I'm going to be posting. Just give me a second. Okay, I'm going to be posting this also. Just 1 second. I don't know why I have this post up here. I think I posted this copy. Just let me put this down here. If you want to take a look at this. And then I am going to scramble this. And then I'm going to come on over here. I'm not sure if what I'm posting next is the same thing. And I don't think it's going to come out the proper way because it's condoning all my words together. So why am I talking about 1776? I can talk about any subject you want. I talk a lot about formulas, anything. It just doesn't matter. I can involve math into everything. I can basically create a piece of art. Now, it's not fine art. It's mostly square art, where I join dots and dashes because of the numeric shape or the word or the letter, because a letter is a shape, and a word, a complete word will have a shape, and every letter, okay, has a number to it, which the basic value of what most North Americans are learning is that A1 and Z26. But there are other numeric values that can be associated with our alphabet. If we use Chaldean, that is a numeric alphabet that uses A1, okay, and the last number, it only goes up to 8. And the last number, if I remember correctly, is F and P, both being 8. O and Z, both being 7. U, V, and W are 6, 6, and 6. And what's ironic is that in French, they say W as W, which means 2 V's. The U, which is the 21st letter, which is number 3, now becomes what is number 6. So the association with what is 3 is that in the W is a 2 and a 3, and 2 and 1 equals to 3 is what is in the U. If you use gematria, simple gematria, A1 all the way up to 7, in which Z is 1. And it's like a ladder. It climbs up a staircase, it stops at 7, it goes down a staircase, stops at 1, and it moves over 1. I'm not going to go down. I go up on an angle. The reason I go up on an angle is because when M and N, that's in the middle of the alphabet, are the same number, how can I go up straight when M and N become the same number? It just tells me something's wrong. It's got to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then it tells me it's separate. So I separate it like the two mountains, like a B letter. So I'm not going to go up all the way down and up. I'm going to jump on over, or should I put M and N in the same spot, although they're two separate letters? I'm going to show you that. So when I do that, I decided, why should I go up 1 at a time? I'm going to go up 2 at a time. I'm going to go 1, 3, 5, 7, 5, 3, 1. And one of the reasons I do that is because I was thinking that the opposite side of the street is the odd numbers, and on this side of the street is the even numbers. That's what prompted me to do it that way. The same thing when I go into roulette. Roulette tells me another story. It tells me that everything to do with 1 is not 1 as we know it. 1 becomes both the positive and the negative as 1 changes colors when adding to a Pythagorean count. And Pythagorean is the same thing as saying the word pyramid. So now the word pyramid is going to tell me another story, and also pyramid goes on an angle. Pyramid, not pyramid, not with an I, but with an Y. That the difference between I and Y, and almost the same, is that what is 9 birth to the 7th gate, what is to the left, also known as blue, 34 cold, not what is to the right, okay, which is 18, and it's red. Not because I wanted to, it's because of what we were taught, or what I was taught. Over time, I was taught that, hey, right, red, Republican repossession. Left, blue, cold, demolition. Blue equals to 40, although cold equals to 34. 3, 4, CD, Earth and Mars. To where right equals to red, it could be the devil. And I think about the donkey when I think about red, right? And I think about the donkey, not the elephant, because of the red lights in the back of the car, where you go into the trunk. Now, if I'm going into the trunk in the back of the car and it's got red, that means, oh my God, the trunk, red, Republican, elephant. So am I driving the cars backwards or forwards when R is in reverse for Republican and D is for drive to advance, and that's where we get the yellow lights. So all these things are in conjunction with each other and have nothing to do with my fabrication other than the fabrication of putting the story together, the story that we were taught and told. Odds and evens. Even when you get into all the casino games, when you get into all the sporting activities, even if you ever ask the questions, why is it 60 seconds? Why don't we have 100% of time? Yes, 100% of time is 60 seconds. Well, why not 90 seconds? If it was 60 seconds, then 15 times what is 60 seconds will be 15 minutes. But if it was 90 seconds, okay, for 15 minutes, we'd only have 10 minutes and we'd run it at 90 seconds. So then it would be 10 and 15. Does that work out? Now, if we go to hockey and we look at this is 3 ways of turning. The NASA has 3 ways of turning. Hockey has 3 periods. 3 times 120 equals to a total of 360. 4 times 90 equals to 360. And in the game of pool, if I get this right, when you add up 1 through 15 for the 15 balls, it equals to 120. When does it equal up to 9? 15, I'm trying to figure out 6 times 15 equals to 90. I forget where that 90 comes in right now, but we do know we have the 90 angle. See, now I've had to put a lot of things out there. So if you have any questions, come in and ask me a question. So far now, what else happened? We also know that we have to have the octagon to go along with the red light. So we stop at the red light, although the red light is on the back of the car. The red light is on the back of the car where the trunk is. And now we have the elephant. And we also have the child. And since it's at the back of the car we're going to have in reverse. Reverse can be Republican. And reverse Republican, we also have it as red. Red is number 27. And we have it as hot, which is 43, to where we have cold. And we would have that in drive. And then we'd have Democratic. And that's where we get the light. Maybe it's a white light. I don't know. But we get the lights in the front of the car. But then we're going to get the green light. Right? The green light, the green screen. And we're also going to get cold. And that's going to be number 34. We also have the octagon. Right over here, we have the octagon. And why do we have the octagon? Because that is where the stop will be. And we stop, the stop sign is a red stop sign. Or do we stop for a red light? So we know the stop, although we see the rectangular, it's the octagon. And at the same time, we can turn it down on this image and see two hexagons inside of each other. And now you can see this hexagon over here, and we can complete it to be something else. So the hexagon can fit inside of the octagon. Should I be finishing that over here? Not really sure which way I should go with the extension of this, but I'm just going to leave it as that. So we can understand the basis for this. If we want to talk now about hexagon, is that the way you spell it? Right? 34 for 1, right? AG is silver. And this means was, as before. Hex, right? Hex, as in before. I made a mistake down over here. In this paragraph here, there's a mistake. So anyways, we're going to also talk about this in a minute. And then we have the octagon. So they both get 1 and 1. So they're both going to be blue, 40, and cold, 34. 74, we're going to talk about energy. 77 is matter. We can use the initials for Mars and Earth. 103, JC, perhaps Jesus Christ, right? And that would be 77 and 74, which would equal to 52, and that would be Earth. 7 and 7 is 14, 1 and 4 is 5. This will create the IT system in the sun. 7 and 4 will be angels. It will be time. It'll be energy. 7 and 4, 11, which will be creation. 7 and 4, 11. 1 and 1 is 2. So if you ask me to go a little bit further, it's the math that changes everything. This one over here changes everything, Jesus and energy. The octagon is octo, okay, like in TikTok. We are going to go, when these two come together, it's going to say location. When A and T come together, we're going to talk about location because it's the at sign. Everything is as simple as it said, because if you heard it and you didn't read it, you would hear the at inside and you would say location. So OC equals to 18 and 21 is 39. So that would tell me Saturn. It would tell me about angels. It would tell me about the rat and the ox, because those numeric values have rat and ox. This one is 54. This one is 81. So we have Sun and Venus inside these two. 3 letters. Every letter is 27 reverse. The word 81 equals to square. It also equals to what is Venus. Octagon. So now we're going to get octagon, where we have 39 plus 7 is 46, 56, 66, 76. It seems like octagon is 80. 80 is also 88, and it has a relationship to 66. And I just want to see if I spelled it the right way. I don't want to make that mistake. Names of shapes. Octagon. So it's not spelled with an E at the end, octagon. Okay, so octagon is not going to be 80. It's going to be 39 and 7 is 46, 56, 66, 75. Octagon becomes 75. And some do spell it in French, I think, with the E. So that would be 80. So 75 is also electric. Hexagon. Let me see if I have a hexagon here somewhere. Pentagram. Hexagon also isn't spelled with the E. So it'll be 29 and 8, 24, 29 and 8 is 37. 45, 55, 65, 72. So one is 72, one is 75, 147. Between the octagon and the hexagon, 147 is the total. And I mean, it's not a concrete answer, but 1, 4, and 7. Okay, I'm going to just show this to you. 75 and 72. This one will be reduced down to 47, which will be reduced down to 39. And this one is going to be reduced down to what is 23, to what will be 11, to what will be 3. They'll both be 3 at the end. Where do I get this? 7 times 5, 7 plus 5 equals 35 and 12, equaling to 47. 7 times 4 is 28. 7 plus 4 is 11. 11 and 28 is 39. 3 and 9 is 12. 1 and 2 is 3. Same thing goes over here. 7 times 2 is 14. 7 plus 2 is 9. 9 and 14 equals to 23. 2 times 3, 6. 2 plus 3, 5. 6 and 5 is 11. 1 and 1, although equals to 2, the multiplication, 1 times 1, 1 plus 1, will equal to what is 2 and 1 equals to 3. So that is actually the final number. And this one over here actually equals to 5, although it is 3, and it does connect to this side. This one will equal to what is 1 and 2. 1 times 2, 1 plus 2, 3 and 2 equals to 5. So they're going to interlock within each other. Now 72 and 75 is 147. 1 month, 4 months, 7 months of 31 days, 4 months of 30 days, 1 month of the 28 days. And it runs in a series of 3 years. 147. Very big number. At the same time, when you put 75 over 72, 5 and 2 equals to 7. 7 and 7 equals to 14. 1 plus 4 equals to 5. Now, when you see this setup, you're also going to look at this, 7 and 14, and you're going to say, why? Well, we're going to take out a couple of cubes over here, and it's going to tell you why, because all the cubes opposites are 7. 4 and 3, 7, 2 and 5, 7, 5 and 2, 7, 3 and 4, 7. So if it's 7 for 2 sides, right, I have 9 and 9, 18. I can go with just 4, but if I go at 4, let's start with 1. If I go at 1, I have 1 and 8. If I go to 2, I go to 2 and 7. If I go to 3, I go to 3 and 6. If I go to 4, I go to 4 and 5. If I go to 5, I go to 5 and 4. And if I go to 6, I go to 6 and 3. Now you have to understand something, that when I went from 1 to 2, I turned that dice cube 90 degrees from 1 to 2. When I went from 2 to 3, I turned that dice cube 90 degrees. But if I want to go 3 over to 4, that's impossible to get 90 degrees. I can go from 3 to 6 or 3 to 5, right? I'm going to go 1, and then I'm going to go over to 2, and then I'm either going to go to 3, or I'm going to go 1, 2, and 6. So if I go 1, 2, and 3, and then I'll go, 1, 2, or 1, 2, let me see this again, 1, 2, and 1, 2, and 3, 1, 2, and 6. I can do 1, 3, and 5. I can do, and do you understand why? Because 2, in order to go from 2 to 5, I have to flip it 180 degrees. So I can do 1, 2, 6. I can do 1, 2, and 4. I can do 1, 2, and 6. I can do 1, 2, and 4. I can do 1, 2, 3. I can do these 3. Can I do 1, 5? Yes, I could. I can do 1, 5. I can go 1, 5, and 4. I can go 1, 5, and 6. I can go 1, 5. I got 1, 5, and 3. 1, 5, and 4 I got. So that's what I got. Now, if I want to go in order, okay, I have to go 1 and 2, okay, equals to 90 and 90. If I want to go 1, 2, and 3, it equals to 90 and 90 and 90. Sorry. Now, if I want to go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, I'm going to go 90 and 90 and 90 and 180. I, I, R. And the reason for that is because opposite of the 3 is the 4. So in order to get to that 4, I have to move 180. That means I have gone from 1 over to 2, 2 over to 3. Actually, I have to go into this. This first one shouldn't really count because I had to come into this. Now, did I come into that from 6? I cannot go into 6 from 1. So the reality is it's 90 and 90 and 180. And that will be my 360 degrees. And if I want to start over again, if I go backwards, right? Let me go forward. Let me go backwards. Let me start at a number 1. So I go from 1 to 2. I moved it 90. From 2 to 3, I moved it 90. Now I got to go 3 to 4. I got to go 180. And 4 to 5, I got to go to 90. And 5 to 6, I'm going to add on another 90. Now 6 over to 1 is 180. So my cycle ends here before I go back to the beginning. So that's 360 and 90 and 90 is 540 plus the 180 to come back equals to my 720 turnaround. And there's 720 minutes in half a day. And that is 2 times 360. The house of bait is number 72, and 3 times 6, 3 plus 6, is going to equal to what that numeric value is, 27, 2 and 7, your gateway. And when you do that, you can see inside of this that there's the shape of an 8 inside of this. Just let me see if there's any questions. No, there's absolutely no participation, but that's fine. I'm going to take this to the next step now to explain the void with this, right? So we were talking about number 1 and 8. So if I take any number, right, let's say you want to take number 9. So if I want to go 9, I'm going to go 5 and 4 equals to 9. Or I'm going to do 6 and 3 equals to 9. But as you notice, I have a 4, 5, 9 here and a 4, 5, 9 here. I have a 6, 3, 9 here. I have a 6, 3, 9 here. They're absolutely perfect. 3, 4, 5, 6. Or how about LOVE? 3, 6, 4, 5. Love. 7, 11. Why 7, 11? Because if we're going to go to 2, and we flip it over to 5, equals to 7. So we go to 2, we get 7. We go to 5, we get 4, and equals to 11. So now we're going to take number 1. Number 1 gets 8. And the opposite is 6. 6 gets 3. And that's 11. And we went 1 and 6 equals to 7. And the last part is 4. So we get 4 opposite 3 equaling to 7, and 4 and 5, and 3 and 6 equals to 11. So it's 7, 7, 7, 11, 11, 11. 1 and 1 is 2. 1 times 1 is 1. 1 and 2 is 3. We now get 37. Before I was talking about 7 and 9, and I skipped over it. I'm not sure if you remember, so I'm going to leave it alone. And I'm just going to put Q, Z, 17, 26, 43, hot, 1 and 7, 8, 2 and 6, 8, 1 times 7, 7, 2 times 6 is 12. We get 15 and 20. When I add up 1 through 5, it equals to 15. When I add up 2 through 6, it equals to 20. I have 1 and 5, and when I flip it over, I have 2 and 6. When I get to the year 2015, it's also the year 5775. I think it's 403. The 304th day, by the way, is Halloween. 403 times 5 is 2015. So how do I get to this? 75 times 75 plus 75 plus 75 equals to 50, 50 I think 5,600. Let me see this. 75 times 75 is 5625 plus 150 equals 5775. 7 and 5, 12, 7 and 5, 12, 12, 12, 12. So the next equation is going to equate to 12. This number over here, 5775, if we're talking about moon time, we'd multiply it by 13 and get 75,075 moons. The numeric value for moon is 57. The numeric value for electric is 75, right? And as I showed in a previous video, when you come down to the questioning in roulette, does roulette show us anything? Roulette shows us right over here that in this section on the right is going to be a total of 17, 7, and 6, 57. And on this side, it's 21, 14, 31, 40, 54, 64, 74, 75. So it'll start saying electric, and then it'll be Jesus, energy. And this one will be 51, Mars, or 40, blue, or Earth and Mars coming together. And here would be the sun, 5 and 4, 14 and 13 divide the alphabet and our birth. So we're going to take that away right now. Sections of 7, sections of 13. 1 and 3 is 4. 7 by 13 is 91. So we do this, we get 5775. Look at that, right? Same number. So what we're going to do is we're going to do this. 1776. And then we're going to go 6771. And we add them together. And you remember I said we were going to talk about this, the 14. The thing is, when you have 9 and 9, 18, and you remove 6 and 1 equals to 7, you now have 11. So all opposite sides will now be 7 come 11 equals to 77, and 18 equals to 95 or 86, which happens to be pyramid or house is 68, which is 2 times 4 and 2 plus 4. The numeric value, or x, or cat, equals to this. 8 equals to 6. Dividing what is the 7th gate. And the reason I do this is around the ring are going to be 9 and 9 and 9 and 9, or 4 by 9 equals to 36, minus 2 by 7 equals to 14, and you have a total of 22. Let me see if I did that right. Right, 22. So here's your 14. Here's your 14. You are going to have 22 void, to where when you have number 7, right? When you have number 7, I'm talking about two sides, right? So you're going to have 7 and 7 equals to 14. 7 and 7 equals to 14, equals to 14, right? Plus the 22 equals to the 36. Now, if you only have one 7, right, you're going to have 18 minus the 7 is going to equal to 11. So you'll have these two, total of 18 minus 7 is 11, and you'll have these around is going to be 22 void. So it'll be 7 and 14 equaling to 21, equaling to 33. And that's the way this cube is set up. And every single number that's set up, and I showed you in the last one, 7 and 6 is 13, 9 and 4 is 13, 5 and 8 is 13. 1 and 6 is 7, 3 and 4 is 7, 2, 5 is 7, and it's set up the same way right over here. There are 7 numbers over here and 13 around here. They're divisible between with 9 and 7. Now, what happened in the previous section over here, right? See this over here? 1 and 2 equals to 3 becomes 3 and 8. This one will be dog. The word dog, the word game. So what happens in that scenario is 2 times 2 equals to 4. 2 plus 2 equals to 4 equals to 8. The 11 equals to 1 times 1, 1 plus 1 equals to 2 equals to 1 equals to a total of 3. It becomes 38, or if you want, 83. And that is monkey, number 83, which is the 8th zodiac sign representing the heaven. All the numbers that go with 8 are 2, 5, and 8. Also, 1 will go with 8. And what these will do, it'll recreate 8s in all its own. 1 times 8, 1 plus 8 equals 9, and 8 equals to 17. 1 and 7 equals to 8. 5 by 8 is 40. 5 plus 8 is 13. Equals to 53. 5 and 3 equals to 8. 8 times 2 is 16. 8 plus 2 is 10. 16 and 10 equals to 26. 2 and 6 equals to 8. This one over here, the reverse cube, is 24, and this one is 51. The Mars cat. The divided gate to the 11 creation. Mathematics, that'll take it together. Inside the house of bait, this one will eventually create ho, 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 who, and number 23. So let me put this camera up here, see if you have any other questions, but I have something else to write down. I'm going to repeat these numbers one more time on my last page. And we're going to do this again. 1776, 5775, time 47, times the rotation of 33, or 6 and 9, equals to 1551. 6771 equals to 7557. Whoop, this is wrong. This equals to 1551. If I add this again together, it becomes 5115. If I reverse this, okay, if I reverse this inside out and go 5115, it'll become 6666. If I do the same thing over here, it'll become 6666, making them equal in their own. But inside of this, when I'm just working with these two, it'll be 525. When I work with this, it becomes 1, 1, and 1. This scenario over here. When I work them backwards and forwards, this is the numbers that I come up with. At the end of this, right, this is your 6 and 9 rotation. 3 times 3, 3 plus 3. 47 is time, 74 is energy, 74 is Jesus. It will create 28 and 11 equaling to 39 angel. So this over here in art form, we have number 9 and we have number 6. So it shows me the percentage of 8, the 6 and 9. And I'm just going to keep this pretty simple. And then you have this basic formation of that star. I'm not sure if you can see how that works. The landing pad. We built 2 towers, right? We built 2 towers. Here's the first tower. Here's the second tower. We built the third tower in between. 2 towers, 1 tower built in between. Let me see if I can get this drawn up here. And here's the wings of the next tower. So if I'm going to have 1 Rubik's Cube, 26 and 1, 2 Rubik's Cubes, 26 and 1, 3 Rubik's Cubes, 26 and 1, 78 and 3, equaling to 81. The Venus gate for the king is going to be the 7, and the queen is going to be the 8. 41 and 62, 103. Earth, 52. Mars, 51. Mercury, 103. September, telling me about 7 and 9. 103, did I get that right? 25, 35, 45, 50, 63, 73, 79, and 5 is 84, and 19, 103. So that's right. Also, it's Jesus Christ, are noted to be JC, and the mirror world. I hope I was pointing that at you. So I've shown you all this. I've shown you that. I showed you this. When we reduce this, it becomes 11 and 6. So when we multiply it and add it, becomes 66 and 17, okay, equaling to what is 83 or 74. So now 83 is monkey, 74 is Jesus. So when we had it the first time around, you remember we had these 7 and 11, right? 11 and 7. Now we have 6 and 11. 6 for Mars, 7 for Earth. So we can now have 2 and 6 coming together. And here we can have 7 and 2 coming together. This will be the Earth, and this will be Mars. Mars comes without the spirit. It comes into the house of bait. They're both inside the house of bait to the 7th gate. So you can just do this, and we can just do that. It'll either be 727 or it'll be 272. So this will be either to what is equal to 9, and this is equal to 16. 4 times 4, 4 plus 4. 3 times 3, 3 plus 3. If I add another 2 to this, right, it equals to 18. If I add another 7 to this, it's going to equal to 16. They're opposite sides, 16, 17, 18. One is to the left, one is to the right. So we have 727 equaling to 16, 18, and 2727 equals, oh, I think that's 18 also. I think I got this wrong. This is 11. Sorry about that. This is 11. I don't like making mistakes. It's a little bit different of an equation, but it is different. So this is 11, right? So this is also KP coming together. Full Free Kentucky. And then you would have 7. And that will be 18 Reish, the one spirit in the center. So now that would be your number. Now, if I wanted to work it a different way by using 72 or 27, and you notice that would be 99, bringing us into Jupiter. If we want to do the 6 now, we'll do 262 or 626. This one will equal to 10, the mirror. This one will equal to 14. We add the 6 to this, and it's 16. And we add the 2 to this, equals to 16. So one is 16, and the other one is 18. 7 and 9. Like I spoke before, the 7 and 9. One is a gate, and one is the birth in the heavens of that gate. One will be the male born into the sun. The other will be the female and born into the moon. This will be 1331, and this will be 1441. This will be 24, 42, and 65, 56. This one over here, I think, will be 16, 61, and 73, 37. And the reason for that is 1 times 6 is 6. 1 plus 6 is 7. 7 and 6 is 13. And then 7 times 3 is 21, and 7 plus 3 is 10, equaling to 31. 6 times 5, 6 times 5 equals to 30. 6 plus 5 equals to 11. 10 and 11 separate everything. This equals to 41. 2 times 4 equals to 8. 2 plus 4 equals to 6. 6 and 8 is 14. So this is how we end up with this 9 and 7. And the Q ends up here, and the Z ends up here. 17 and 26 equals to DC red. 8 and 8, trump. 8 and 8, window. 8 and 8, purple. 8 and 8, Pegasus. And 88, 8 times 8, 8 plus 8 is 64, and 16 equals to 80. And 66, okay, Highway 66 gets replaced, and they create an interstate. Inter meaning into the earth, state, S and T coming together, using it for first and last, into Stargate is where it's created. And that Stargate Pass is the square constellation of Pegasus, also related to the split sun of Venus. Inside the word Venus, the V in French meaning life, nous meaning ass, or the backside, or the trunk side, or the elephant side. And that's what we get from all this. Hi, Tammy. I know you're here. I think we're going to end the video on this note. And you can see that tied into all of this is 1776. And if you look through all the notes and you go down to my notes, we're going to keep it short. I'm feeling good tonight. Some sort of crazy indigestion and being alone and not knowing what's going on. And plus, my video got glitched in the middle of it at one point, and I saw another glitch. I was recording something in my house, and my cat was here, and it jumped up here, and all of a sudden my cat was down here, and it jumped up again. It reversed it right away. I believe that when you go to sleep at night, you wake up on the wrong side of the bed. If you don't get enough sleep, you don't wake up in the same world. I believe we're living in multiple worlds at the same time, only because of the work I did and what has come about to be as it is. It snowed, I know, in Arizona. Tammy, I hope everything is well. And for those of you who do not know me, if you can help me support, if you'd like to help support the channel or get me a job, one of the two, that would be just great. And then I can pick up more pens. If you want to send me these pens, I like these pens, or some of this. Maybe send me a Rubik's Cube, but it's not going to help half as much. I also like these 80-page books, quadro paper. Or if you want to send me a ticket to Mexico or something, or Jamaica, that would be fine also. If you want to invite me onto your jet, wherever you are, and pick up a bunch of us so we can sit down and have a powwow and talk about numbers and how everything is associated. Because once we bring the world to know where our Creator is, the more our hearts come together, the more we will align the system. If we are living in multiple realms, we can bring this system together just by believing and knowing the truth. Raphael 7286 in a constellation of Pegasus. Thank you for watching this video. Peace.